Dear students, once again I, Mr. Vishal Shah, Assistant Professor, Krishna Institute of Pharmacy, Karad, welcome you all at another session to this my YouTube channel. Today we are going to start with the another different unit, that is unit 4, having a chapter polynuclear hydrocarbons. Up to this point we have finished with the chapters like phenols, aromatic amines, aromatic acids, that is the unit 3. So if we have coming first time to this my YouTube channel, you can watch all the previous videos, and if you like, you can subscribe for getting more videos on the pharmaceutical organic chemistry too. So now, before discussing our today's session, that is the polynuclear hydrocarbons, first we will see what are the learning outcomes of this session. After this session, learners will be able to explain what is the meaning of the polynuclear compounds, then explain the methods used for the preparation of different polynuclear hydrocarbons. Now, first we will discuss what is the meaning of polynuclear hydrocarbons. Now, we are familiar with the term hydrocarbon, where hydrocarbons are nothing but they are having only carbon and hydrogen. Here, polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons means what? Also we are familiar with the aromatic hydrocarbons. Say for example, benzene. Those compounds which are aromatic and are only hydrocarbons, they are known as the aromatic hydrocarbon. We have seen example of toluene, benzene, all these are the aromatic hydrocarbons. Here we are going to discuss about the polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons. Polynuclear means what? There is a presence of more than one ring. Then these compounds are known as the polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons. Simplest example of polynuclear hydrocarbon or a polynuclear compound is the naphthalene, where two benzene rings that are connected to each other. Now, polynuclear hydrocarbons are divided into two classes. One is benzenoids, means mainly they are consisting of the benzene ring, and other one is non-benzenoids, which are not consisting of benzene ring. That's why they are known as the non-benzenoids. Further, benzenoids are classified into two classes. One is isolated and other one is the fused ring. Isolated means what? As here we have seen that polynuclear means what? There is a presence of more than one ring. If only one ring is there, then we can't say that it is a polynuclear hydrocarbon. So here in this case, these two rings that are present, they are not connected to each other. They are separated from each other with the help of this bond. That's why they are known as the isolated compounds. And while in case of the fused rings, there is a presence of these two rings which are fused to each other. In this case also there is a presence of two rings. Here also there is a presence of two rings, but here these rings are fused, means they are connected to each other, while here they are not fused. That's why they are known as the isolated. Further, fused rings are also of two types, linear and angular, where here you can see both the benzene rings are fused to each other in a linear way, and here you can see these two rings are in linear way, while this third ring is not linear. That's why these compounds are known as the angular. Example of linear compounds, naphthalene, anthracene, and example of angular polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbon is phenanthrene. So this is about the introductory part of this polynuclear hydrocarbons. Now mainly we are interested in compounds like naphthalene, anthracene and phenanthrene. These are the three most commonly or widely used compounds belonging to the class polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons. Now in this session we are going to discuss methods that are used for the preparation of the naphthalene. So let's begin with the what are the different methods that are used for the preparation of these naphthalenes. Now before that, just we should know what are the different resonating structures that are possible for the naphthalene. So there are total 3 contributing structures possible with the naphthalene, which are depicted over here. You can see here, this is the first structure. We can consider this as a A ring, while this is as a B ring. In this case, A ring is having 3 double bonds, and in this B ring is having 2 double bonds. Now here, if we rotate the position of these double bonds, we will get the different contributing structure. In this way, by rotating these double bonds, here second structure in which B ring is having 3 double bonds, and also here the position of double bond is different. So in this way, we can get different structures which are known as the resonating structures of the naphthalene. Now after this, we will start with the methods that are used for the preparation of the naphthalene. First and most commonly used method for the preparation of naphthalene is Haworth synthesis. This Haworth synthesis is carried out in 5 different steps, which comprises of different reactions. Out of that, as you see, first step is Friedel-Crafts acylation. Now we are familiar with the what is the meaning of acylation, where we are going to carry out the addition of acyl group. So in first reaction, we are going to carry out the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction between benzene and succinic anhydride, where this anhydride is the cyclic anhydride. Up till this point, whenever we have carried out the acylation, we have used the acetic anhydride, which is a acyclic compound. Here, this difference is that we are going to use a cyclic anhydride. Now, what happens? When benzene reacts with the succinic anhydride, here it will attack on this carbon atom, which leads into the formation of 3-benzoyl propionic acid. Here you can see 1, 2, 3. These 3 carbon atoms are present, 1, 2, 3, and this is your benzoyl group. Benzoyl is nothing but the C6H5CO. This group is known as the benzoyl, and this particular structure is known as the propionic acid. That's why this structure is known as the 3-benzoyl propionic acid. Now in second step, 3-benzoyl propionic acid undergoes Clemson reduction. Here in this Clemson reduction, this carbonyl functional group, that is the ketone functional group, is there. This ketone functional group is reduced up and it will be converted into the alkyl group. So in this case, 3-benzoyl propionic acid is converted into the 4-phenyl 3-butanoic acid. Means from 3 carbon atoms we have converted acid into the 4 carbon atoms, and this benzoyl group is converted into the phenyl. Now as here oxygen is not present, this is considered as a phenyl. So that's why the chemical name of this compound is 4-phenyl 3-butanoic acid. Now this 4-phenyl butanoic acid undergoes ring closure reaction in the third step, where 4-phenyl 3-butanoic acid is heated with the sulfuric acid. So what happens? There will be loss of water, that is the dehydration reaction takes place. Hydroxyl group form this acid, and this hydrogen will combine, which leads into the loss of water molecule. This carbon will form the bond with this carbon atom, which leads into the formation of the alpha tetralone. Now in fourth step, this alpha tetralone is again undergo the Clemson reduction. If you remember, in second step also we have performed a Clemson reduction, where carbonyl functional group was reduced to the alkyl functional group. So here also you can see that here there is a presence of this carbonyl functional group is there, as we don't want this carbonyl group, so we have to remove, and for this removing we are going to perform the Clemson reduction, where alpha tetralone, when reacts with the zinc amalgam, Clemson reduction means what? We are going to perform the reduction of the compound in presence of a zinc amalgam and the hydrochloric acid, that is the mineral acid is used, which leads into the formation of the tetraline. And in final step, aromatization reaction is carried out where tetraline undergo the reduction in presence of the palladium as a catalyst, which leads to the formation of the naphthalene, where here you can see the second ring, that is the B ring, is not aromatic. So by carrying out the conversion into the unsaturated form, we are going to convert tetraline into the naphthalene. So in this way, Haworth process is used to carry out the synthesis of naphthalene. Remember, we have performed this process into 5 different steps. First step was Friedel-Crafts acylation. Second step was Clemson reduction. Then third step, where we have carried out the ring closure reaction. Again fourth step, we have performed a Clemson reduction, and last step is aromatization. So this is about the first method that is used for the preparation of the naphthalene. Then second method that is used for the preparation of naphthalene is from benzylidene propenoic acid, where when beta benzylidene propenoic acid is reacted with concentrated sulfuric acid, it forms the naphthalene 1-ol, which reacts with the zinc dust, and that it forms the naphthalene. So this is the statement. We will see actually what is the reaction. This is benzylidene 3-propionic acid, which is also known as the phenyl 4-phenyl butanoic acid. Already we have seen this particular structure. Benzylidene is nothing but the C6H5 and CH2. Instead of benzylidene, we can write down phenyl, that is the 4-phenyl butanoic acid also. Both are same. So this benzylidene 3-propionic acid, when undergo the dehydration reaction with the concentrated sulfuric acid, which leads to the formation of the ring closure reaction. This ring is formed, and further this keto form of this compound is in isomerization with the enol form. This can be converted to this enol form, which leads into the formation of naphthalene 1-ol. This naphthalene 1-ol, when undergo zinc dust distillation, it will be converted into the naphthalene. In this way, we can carry out the synthesis of naphthalene by using beta benzylidene propenoic acid. Now, after this, third method that is used for the preparation of the naphthalene is from petroleum. This is also one of the important method that is used for the preparation of the naphthalene, where when petroleum fractions are passed over copper catalyst at 90 degrees Celsius, naphthalene and methyl naphthalenes are formed. Means, as we know, petroleum is a very large source of aromatic compounds. So naphthalene and methyl naphthalenes are also already present. Here just we have to carry out the isolation of these compounds. First, we are going to carry out the passing of copper catalyst at 90 degrees Celsius, so that naphthalene and methyl naphthalenes are formed. Then methyl naphthalenes are separated and converted into the naphthalene by heating it with the hydrogen under the pressure. So here petroleum fractions at 680 degrees Celsius with copper will leads into the formation of this mixture, and methyl naphthalenes are converted by heating it with the hydrogen. So this is about the third method that is used for the preparation of the naphthalene, that is from the petroleum. Last method that is used for the preparation of naphthalene is from 4-phenyl-1-butene. In this case, when red hot calcium oxide is passed through a 4-phenyl-1-butene, naphthalene is obtained. This is quite simple reaction, where 4-phenyl-1-butene, we know butane is nothing but it is consisting of 4 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms. Add 1-butene, as name is ending with the ene, it should have a alkene group which is situated between the first and second carbon atom. So that's why double bond is represented over here. So this 4-phenyl-1-butene, when undergo the reaction with calcium oxide, when this mixture is heated, it will be converted into the naphthalene. So these are the various methods that are used for the preparation of the naphthalene. Out of this, Haworth process and petroleum, these are the two most important methods that are used for the preparation of the naphthalene commercially. So, for today's lecture, you have to use this particular website. Using this code, you can give the answer for this particular question. Thank you. In next video, we are going to start with the chemical properties of naphthalene. I request you once again, if you like this video, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as share with your friends. Thank you.